It was amazing to think that I could play all these gigs and events around Houston, but still not feel that sense of community.
After the Memorial Day flood last year, my family and I would have never thought that we would have to go through this again. And here comes Hurricane Harvey.
And I get an email from one of the school's offices that says, "Lamaur, you've been accused of sexual assault and rape."
I started playing the drums around 13 or 14 years old and started playing in different youth groups around town, a little bit more than I was attending it. It always ended up being a thing that I was playing in conferences and stuff like that more, and then started working the chick drummer thing more and through middle school and high school and now into college. Being a female drummer, people can approach you a little bit differently, but it's a blessing to be able to do it because being an advocate for other females to play music and stuff as well is really cool.
Memorial Day 2016, it rained a lot up north, and the banks had overflowed, and we really didn't think we were going to get flooded. Our house sits 6.5 feet above the road. I woke up Monday morning and I was packing my bags, and when I come downstairs, you see nothing but water already on our property. There was no way I could leave.
I met this beautiful girl who was a Christian my junior year. Being my first relationship, definitely had to learn a lot. The one thing that I would just want to change so much is going back and setting our sexual boundaries. And we were getting so close, and our emotions were just getting tied together. And thankfully, I had a good friend in college and just asked me, "Hey man, where are you sleeping every night? Like, I don't see you in the dorm." And it was an awkward conversation. I remember not being happy with him bringing it up, but I'm so thankful that he planted that seed of truth. And that completely changed up my world. And from that point on, I knew I needed to get out of that relationship.
So we went ahead and evacuated, went to a hotel, and we were there for about 4 months. Not something that you would want to do for about 4 months, sleeping on a sofa bed, which is all factors that you have to deal with when going through a flood.
One night, she comes over, and she's not happy for the most recent breakup attempt. And things escalate, unfortunately, to the point where the police are called. The police come and tell me that a protective order has been put on us, and so we're not to see each other. I'm getting to where there's just pretty much a week of school left, and I get an email from one of the school's offices. It says, "Lamaur, you've been accused of sexual assault and rape." And I just remembered being in shock in that moment. Remember, getting off from work, trying to figure out how I was gonna tell my parents and if I was gonna be able to graduate. From that point on, I went to work on trying to defend myself and trying to have the truth be known. And one thing they told me at the office is, you will not be able to graduate. All of your 4.5 years of work and money and hours put into everything are just gonna be taken away. You're not gonna be able to graduate from this university. And just remembered being in shock. Remember also giving it all to God, and there being so much peace in that. And saying, "God, I know that you know the truth. I know that you have me. And I know that you can use me, whether this whether this lie continues to stand or whether the truth comes out.
As a musician, there are so many of us trying to do kind of the same thing, and especially in such a big city as Houston. The community is so small through that because we're all moving around so much, so we rarely get to see each other. So most of the time you kind of can feel like an outsider. Through playing different groups and churches in Houston, I stumbled upon Underground, and that was kind of a turning point in my life where I was able to find a community my age for the first time, and wasn't something I expected to come across, and it was something that God was using to kind of open my eyes to why I was doing music and put that more into the heart of what I was doing.
How I look at life, I try to think positive in all situations. I'm always thinking, well, this happened for a reason. God knows why. I may not know why. He may let me know why. I may never know why, but I'm trusting Him. That's why going through the flood is, I mean, of course it sucked, for lack of better terms, but I was okay with it, you know what I mean? Because I know God is a great God, you know, I trust Him.
I met with about 5 or 6 of the faculty, and I remember sitting down, and as I'm explaining my story, the words just coming out with confidence. In my mind, it shouldn't have been that easy to talk. And so I totally give that to God. I say my side of the story. I leave that room. They deliberate for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and come back and give us the news that I had both accusations dismissed and that I would be able to graduate. From that point on, I got to rush over to the arena and I got to rush over to graduate. And I remember graduating, walking the stage. I remember having a party with my family afterwards and realizing like none of this could have happened had one detail been changed today.
By the grace of God, our Christmas present, we were able to move back into the house 2 days before Christmas.
One thing I've heard Chad say a lot is that Underground is something that we can come to for a certain season in our life, no matter what season, and then take what we've heard from that and take it out to the world into our next season of life. And I can't wait to do that, and I'm so excited for the next season that the Lord has for my life.
God's presence in my life has given me the peace and guidance that He is in control of all situations, and I shouldn't have to worry.
And one verse for me that really sums up my whole experience is in Philippians 1. He who began a good work in you will continue to perfect it until the day of Jesus Christ, that your love may abound more and more in knowledge and profound insight, so that you can discern what is best, that you may be pure and blameless for the day of Christ, filled with the fruit of righteousness that comes through Jesus Christ, to the glory and the praise of God.